Hello, my friends. Welcome to another week of rambling and thoughtful expression and whatever we want to call it, weekly growth cast. But today's subject or topic of thought is the statement, I am this moment. What does that mean? Well, as I interpret it and think about it, all that I am right now, all that I'm trying to become starts right now in this moment. It's manifested in every thought, word, deed. It's played out in our interactions with others and in the choices we make. While this may be extremely frustrating to us at times as we think about, okay, maybe I'm not being my best right in this moment, but I could be better, it gives us an opportunity to take note that the promise of imperfection assigned to each of us in this mortal journey is real. In growth, we will certainly experience setbacks and tendencies of habit. It's on the go forward, however, that we also experience new opportunities to see, hear, feel, and sense the imbalance or this dissonance in the now. When this happens, we again are faced with a choice to define and act upon who we are or who we are trying to become in that very moment. So how do we show up then in each moment with more intention and stronger choices that would indicate to us internally that we're making great choices that result in a progressive path? You may have heard the phrase, slow down to speed up. I'm a huge believer in this concept. Slow down a bit, plan ahead. There's this concept called preloading. And preloading is deciding beforehand how you're going to show up, what decisions you're going to make, what conversations you're going to have, what your emotions are going to be. And so in that preloading, it gives us an opportunity to be intentional in that moment. So when we get caught up in the regularity and the almost agnostic and habituated routine of the now of life, we tend to just cruise through with limited intention and rather fast-paced, almost absent existence. One of my friends and colleagues, Chuck Blakeman, warns us in his book titled Making Money is Killing Your Business. He says, do not let the tyranny of the urgent outweigh the priority of the important. Let me say that one more time. Don't let the tyranny of the urgent outweigh the priority of the important. Therefore, what? What opportunities does this provide for us? So I am has a lot to do with how we describe or define ourselves. Typically, it has to do with our place or our circumstance in life, our beliefs, the product of our choices, what or who we are trying to become, defined by our present actions, at face value usually, and even at times described by what we perceive others might even think of us or say about us. There's an enormous power in right now. See, we have full control and opportunity to act in this moment from a place of confidence and commitment and intentionality as we work to become our best self. So I am has similarities to we are. If we take that to a community level, both of those are full of opportunities, again, for a present manifestation of growth and solidified principle with foundations derived in our ongoing journey to become. Questions like, will I stop to serve someone in need? That's a decision right now. Will I look someone in the eyes and acknowledge their existence on the journey with me? That's a decision for right now. Will I seek new opportunities for growth? Decision for right now. Will I be gentle and meek with others rather than discontent and argumentative? Will I place others before myself? Will I seek guidance from others and be open to perspectives not necessarily my own? The questions, and more importantly, the opportunities, can go on and on. But ultimately, what we slow down to be intentional with can and will define what we are in any given moment. What we stand for can be stood up for in that moment. So when others try to shift who you are or place their beliefs on you, choose what and how you will respond ahead of time. Again, I go back to the statement, I am this moment. That's all I am. Everything that I have historically that's presented me to this place today and what I'm trying to become is faced with an instant choice, instant mode of action that manifests itself in this moment. And that is who we are. So at church today, I was really in heavy reflection upon the Savior and his perfect example. And I thought about this concept of I am this moment. I don't think it's any lack of coincidence that our Savior was also referred to as the great I am. He was patient. He had long suffering with others. He would look past the imperfections. He would focus on their growth and what they could become. Clear thoughts and a recollection of all I know and I've read and I've studied about the Savior, I kept thinking about how did he walk his walk? How did he interact with others? What was his vision and hope for humanity? And there's so much to learn from his example and how he acted in that moment, the choices that he made, his ability to put himself aside and focus on the need of others. Which kind of begs the question, instead of what can I get, what can I give? To see in others what they might not see in themselves. So I am this moment begs us to be who we want to be for those we love. So I guess the challenge to each of us today is to simply acknowledge that in this moment, all we are is all we are. Remember that growth is always a choice. It's always the opportunity. It's always the thing that lies between us and our identification with and congruence with our highest best self. Until next week, my friends, make it a great one. And remember to always honor the gift.